What is up there, Workforce? Chris here with Work to Game. Welcome to your level 75 dungeon, Qitana Ravel. I'm going to mispronounce all kinds of things here. This is the most interesting trash in the dungeon, in my opinion. He has the ability to light up statues on one side of the room or the other, and you have to use these walls to protect you from when they shoot these beams out. Now, the next time you run across one of these guys, he's going to have the ability to pull from some from the left and some from the right, making it just a little more interesting to think about which one is affecting the wall in which way. Now, we get to our first boss, Lazatol, and that you're going to see that statue mechanic once again. So first, let's start off with, of course, our Tank Buster. These have been hurting really bad this expansion, so be sure your healers and tanks are paying attention. Stone Fist, he's going to punch you right in the face. Now he's going to cast Scorn. This is your group-wide, just testing those healers a little bit. And then we are going to see them emitting a glow. So you'll notice that statue lit up. I move to the non-lit up side, and it's going to blast half the map. Now he's going to turn and he's going to heat up. When he heats up, he's going to heat up one of his shoulders, and he's going to turn in a direction, and he's going to cast Fury, which is going to once again cause half the map. So you'll see I stand on the non-lit up side, and once again there's half the map. Where this becomes interesting is when he combines them. Now he's casting Fury, Scorn is already up. I move to the non-lit statue, the non-lit shoulder, and I'm left with a safe quadrant. So I'm going to show that one more time because it's the only mechanic that I found this boss made tricky at all. So he's got his non-lit shoulder, he lights up one of the statues, we move to the non-lit statue as soon as he picks a direction, and we now have a safe. This time it resulted in about a third of the map, but just a quadrant. And then we grab our loot and move on. This is the level 75 dungeon, so you are looking at 406 this time, and then we're going to be moving on. I go ahead and drag the acrobats into the iguanas, but gauge your group's comfort level when you're doing multi-pulls like this. We seem to be doing fine with it, so I found it made things just a little bit faster. But let's move on to Bat Squatch. Bat Squatch, once again, if you just pay attention to the one big mechanic, you should be fine. Ripper Fang is going to be your tank buster, so that's when you pop your defensives if possible. And Soundwave is going to be your AoE. It's going to be important to watch more later. Subsonics is going to make things start falling from the ceiling. As they fall from the ceiling, you do not want to be under them. So it's pretty simple. Don't stand in the bad, and you should be fine. But you'll notice that the biggest of these circles is actually going to leave a column behind. First 2 and later 3 of them. Now I'm going to move away from those. They tend to fall towards the middle of the room, and when he casts Soundwave again, those columns are going to fall. Shadows are going to kind of telegraph where they go, but just don't be anywhere near them, and you should be fine. Here it is with 3 of them. He casts Soundwave. Once again, I've moved away from them as the tank to give my melee DPS some time to move, and have some space. Kill the boss, grab the loot. The rest of the trash in this dungeon was really straightforward, and we move on to Eros. Eros, I'm going to go ahead and tank on this far into the room. He hits even harder than the other 2 bosses. Rend is going to be your tank buster, so definitely if you can pop a defensive, that would be best. Hound of Heaven is going to grab somebody from the party. You're going to notice them running off in the background. The further they get with that purple beam, the less that charge is going to hurt. Glossalia is going to be your group wide, so definitely have everybody filled up if you can. And then Viper Poison is going to put some things on the ground. Don't get hit by his little Viper fangs coming down, and then he's going to inhale you, and regardless of where you are on the map, it's going to stack us up on the boss, and then there's going to be a knockback, and you're going to want to not get knocked into the poison. This first time it's pretty straightforward. It gets a little harder after that. Confession of Faith is going to be a stack mechanic. If you can, just get us, into that stack, and you can see it nearly killed somebody. Confession of Faith is going to blast fire out of the one, and then he's going to have some markers for everybody else to be off to the side. So just pay attention to what each of the heads are making you do. As he drops poison later in the map, you'll see he made me drop poison. I dropped it off to one side to leave us with a path for the inhale. So just be sure if you're the one dropping the poison that you drop it with the next phase in mind, where we get this breath that knocks us back. If I back all the way up to one wall, the knockback actually will not knock me into the poison on the other side. So be sure you're all the way against that wall. Finish the boss. Congratulations. This is Chris with Work to Game, and I will see you guys next time.